Presentation of the 5th annual Clam Slam. I'm the Derby Nerd here alone on the mic. I will be joined by High Death, and he will not only be joining me shortly on the mic, he'll be joining you on the text cast as well. This is quite a big production here for Toronto Roller Derby, working in conjunction with the Greater Toronto Area Rollergirls. First time ever the two leagues have collaborated, and we are here on a Friday night to kick off the 2013 Toronto Pride celebrations at the Ted Reeve Arena. So tonight you're going to see two all-star, all-North American flat track roller derby games between two rosters named the Eager Beavers and the Clam Diggers. Both these teams built and hopefully by skaters equally distributed amongst the two rosters. We have a first game featuring some less experienced skaters, but although I can tell you that there are a few ringers on both of those rosters. And then the second game that'll be following around 8 p.m. tonight will be truly an all-star game. Skaters from all over North America, from Naptown, from DC Rollergirls, from here in ToRD, Forest City, Kitchener, playing in that second game. Jax Alotopus and Mr. Whistler are on the trackside announcement for your team announcements. First on the track you are looking at in the orange, this is the Eager Beavers. Fembot, number 52 from Toronto Roller Derby, plays for the Conqueror Rollergirls. Number 99, Beatbox McRocks out of Peterborough, plays for Peterborough Roller Derby, just north of Toronto. Number 121, Zoe Smashemwell, plays here in Ted Reeve Arena for the GTA Rollergirls. From South Simcoe Roller Rebels, it's Susie Slammer. From the Toronto Roller Derby champion, Death Track Dolls, this is a rookie half rack skating tonight. She skates under WK Android for Toronto Roller Derby. Next is Bent Barbie, usually known as Steamy Steelborn from Royal City Rollergirls. That's number 2460L8, Malcontent from Royal City Rollergirls. And there is 3845, Pandora's Box, Battering Ma'am. She skates under as a rookie in Toronto Roller Derby. And Hematoma Hot Rod from Northumberland Roller Derby, another newer league here in Ontario. That's S1, Kate Kane, better known to Derby fans as the Gorgo Rollergirls Cirque du Soleil. And finally, that's 5x5, Willow Rosenblock, also known as Joss Whelan. She skates for the Chicks Ahoy and Toronto Roller Derby. So a lot of familiar names in this so-called rookie lineup. Excuse us here at CanuckDerbyTV in the early going of this Boutcast as we try to get things set up. It's a Friday in Toronto, and anyone who knows Friday in Toronto is a busy time. I don't have a headset on, can't quite hear myself. The arena's already getting loud here even in this preview bout. Now traditionally these games have been played between the Vagine Regime Canada and the Clam Diggers, the team that we are about to see announced right now. But tonight things a little different. But here they are, the original Clam Slam team, the Clam Diggers, skating in purple tonight. That is $3 cancer candy from the Hammer City Rollergirls, just down the 401 in Hamilton, Ontario. Number 15, Rosemary's Gaby from Toronto Roller Derby's Chicks Ahoy, skates as Rosemary's Rabies there. Number 17, Forza from the Royal City Rollergirls, skates on their travel team there, the Bootleggers. Next up, another Hammer City skater, number 52, Rock E. Road. Nellie McStung from Sudbury Roller Derby. Number 83, Snatch Bandit from the Royal City Rollergirls. Played her rookie season in Toronto Roller Derby. She does usually skate as Rugburn. From Hammer City, number 86, Wax Poetic. Watch out for her in this game. She is one of the more experienced skaters in this roster, and she could be a factor in this first of 2 all-queer, all-star roller derby games tonight. Next up, that was Red Hot Vagile from GTA Rollergirls. And number 862, Vagilante, also known as Wactor, from Toronto Roller Derby's Divas. Number 1923, Titiana Vaginova, from the GTA Rollergirls. And 6969, Cunt Killer, also known as Cat the Conqueror, from the GTA Rollergirls. And finally, number bottom, Fisting Balls. Also known as Smack Me Around, from the Chicks Ahoy in Toronto Roller Derby. So there it is, your clam diggers here in this opening bout, the 2013 Clam Slam. Thanks for tuning in. This is a Canuck Derby TV presentation in conjunction with Layer 9. Layer 9 will be producing for us tonight. And once again, you got high def on the text cast, so say hello, ask us some questions if you can get it to work. Again, bear with us here during this first game. Main event's coming up at 8, and we plan to be a well-oiled machine by 8 p.m. tonight for that main event game. I'm going to pause now for the national anthem. All right, welcome back. Just about to get underway. I'd like to thank all of our viewers from the United States. Anthem was sung there in honor of the 3 skaters we've got up from Indianapolis, Circle City's Trudy Botchery and Naptown's Evangelical and Made in America. They'll both be playing in the second bout coming up in just a bit. We are ready now to get underway here. first game of this 2013 Clam Slam. Eager Beavers in the orange. Joining that team on the bench is Mrs. Swaggy. And Swaggy, that is Aston Martini and Aims to Kill for all those Derby fans in the know. And Flying Brian and Sonic Doom tonight, better known as Rear Factor, will be running the bench for the Clam Diggers in purple. There is our opening line out now. Looks like it's going to be Cancer Candy from Hammer City jamming in the purple for the Clam Diggers. She quickly gets around half rack. She is your lead jammer. Diggers. Pandora's Box being held back now. Brought back nicely by Wax Poetic, number 86. Two Hammer City skaters controlling things right now. I told you, watch out for number 86, Wax Poetic, one of the more experienced skaters here. She plays on the Hammer City A team, their WFTDA team, in the midst of their best season right now. And she is going one-on-one with Pandora's Box and controlling things. Susie Slammer tries to put the hit on Cancer Candy. So does cannot, though, and she's around. Lady Killer Jane also trying to put the hit on her. Cancer Candy picks up 5 points, calls it off. Early lead now for the Eager Beavers. Sorry, that should be the Clam Diggers. Up 10-0. The scoreboard is backwards right now. Full deck, or she skates as full deck in Toronto Roller Derby. Out there on the line right now for the Eager Beavers, jamming. Fembot, she's skating as tonight. Full deck goes to the outside, being knocked nicely there. Tiziana and Rosemary's Gabies working a 2-wall at the front right now. Vaginova. And Nellie McStun, the Sudbury skater, also getting involved. And Fembot is your lead jammer. Once again, you may recognize the skater better as half deck. Or full deck, sorry. Plays for the Gorgo Rollergirls. And Toronto Roller Derby. Comes up to the back wall. Pushes it through. Push to the inside and calls it off just in time. Full deck, usually a blocker for the Gorgo Rollergirls. Switching it up here, though, and getting the Eager Beavers on the board with a big 4 points, 10-4. 2 minutes in. I should mention this first game is 2 20-minute halves. So that is not a mistake if you do see the scoreboard once we get that up and going. Cancer Candy right back on the line for the Eager Beavers. I know there is a little bit of a light, maybe not so light competition going on between the two benches tonight. The Swaggies. Been talking a little trash, perhaps. Cancer Candy is your lead jammer. Not the Swaggies, I should say that Flying Brian have been talking a little trash with the Swaggies. So we'll see how it plays out tonight. Half rack was your jammer there. Android WK from the Death Track Girls calling it off. Four 4-3 pack advantage right now for the Clam Diggers. I believe that is Red Hot Vagile jamming in the purple. Getting knocked to the outside. Eager Beavers jammer, the number 16-18, Bent Barbie, also getting knocked out as well. Another malcontent heading to the penalty box. Lead jammer goes to Red Hot Vagile. And the Diggers having trouble right now getting their jammer through. They're going to switch to defense. Only 2 on the track. They form a wall at the back. Vagile pushing that wall forward. Almost pushes them out of play before she gets knocked to the inside. Comes back in behind Beatbox. Beatbox skates for Peterborough Roller Derby. It's also skated for Durham Region Roller Derby as well here in the Greater Toronto area. Nice one-on-one battle right now in that first straightaway. Finally, Red Hot gets through. Vagile picks up 5 more points. Diggers building their lead now, 15-4, 4.5 minutes into the first half. Oh, and a power jam now for the Diggers. Bent Barbie heading to the penalty box for the Eager Beavers. Now running into all sorts of penalty trouble here, but now skating out of bounds. Vigili being called in a skating out of bounds penalty as well. Number 91. Or blocking out of bounds on that call, sorry. All 4 blockers back on the track now for both teams. Wax Poetic, your pivot, number 86 for the Diggers. Setting a nice defensive wall, beatbox, pivoting for the Eager Beavers. Oh, a big hit from Smack Me Around. Sorry, skating tonight as fisting balls. She skates usually as Smack Me Around with a huge hit. And Smack Me Around heading to the penalty box for that one. 4 more points picked up for the Diggers. 19-4 now is your score. How's it going on the text cast there? High Def?
It's going good out here. Not too many people talking back to us, but we've got a few people there.
We'll get High Def on a mic, which is his natural habitat, very, very soon. Certainly by the second game tonight. Forza now pivoting for the Clam Diggers, and she is going one-on-one against Kate Kane. And Kate Kane, finally, almost gets by Forza. Does not without falling, but she is your lead jammer. That is a skater better known as Cirque du Soleil. That seemed like a very Clam Slam appropriate name for me. Kate Jane almost seems tamer than her regular name, but she's coming through now on her scoring pass. And Nellie McStung, number 73 in purple, having a hard time getting by Android WK. Oh, and Android finally pushing her all the way to the back. Snatch Bandit trying to pull a cut on Cirque. And finally, the Diggers Jammer is through. Sudbury's Nellie McStung. Kane with a nice call-off, picking up 4 more points for the Eager Beavers. They are down by 10 now, 19-9, 7 minutes into this first 20-minute half. Both teams still getting 3 timeouts. Cancer Candy takes a nice move on the inside. Takes lead jam, executed very nicely by Wax Poetic, her blocking partner from Hammer City. Joss Whelan getting knocked to the outside by Wax Poetic, dragged all the way back. Full deck coming back with her. Joss Whelan comes in, but gets called on the cut, and she's heading to the penalty box. Power jam now for the Diggers with Cancer Candy already on and already having a good night. Wax Poetic out there with Cunt Killer from GTAR, the only 2 skaters on the track right now on this power jam, but executing well so far, 5-0 on this jam. Oh, and a nice little apex jump by Cancer Candy from Hammer City. 5 more points, Clam Diggers pulling away on this one. And another nice move to the outside, Bast Fembot. And Wax Poetic executing a nice simple passive power jam with only 2 blockers on the track. There's not too much they can do, but again, she's gonna move in and make a nice little sweep. Opens up a hole, Cancer Candy through for 5. The 2 Hammer City skaters taking over this game right now. Once again, Wax makes a move at just the right time, splits up the wall. Cancer Candy takes a hit, gets held back. Waits for the no back, she is through. 5 more points. Malcontent doing all she can to hold her back, but she is going to go to the penalty box, maybe for a blocking out of play. Willa Rosenblock, a.k.a. Joss Whelan, back on the track for the Eager Beavers, runs right back in to Wax Poetic. And Rocky Road, number 52, the pivot, also doing nicely. And Vagilante aiding in the defense. Clam Diggers take a big lead.
Yo, great. Good.
That was Sinead Clobber, Belfast, saying hello. They'll be playing in the second game coming up. Ruby Puby, I should say. Belfast playing under a different name. Painkiller Jane now with a nice defense on Red Hot Vagile, and that allows Android WK to come through as your lead jammer. Or a half rack, as she's skating as tonight. She's got about a 40-foot lead now. Coming in on her scoring pass, picks up a couple points, calls it off. A nice hit from Rosemary's Gabies. Forces half rack to call it off, picks up 3 points. $54-12 is the updated score. I don't think we've got a scoreboard up for you yet. That will be coming up as well for the second game. 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. I'm surrounded right now behind the bench by Clam Slam skaters. Waiting for the upcoming game. Clam Slam, as I mentioned, this is the fifth year this has happened. It is a Pride-affiliated event. It's traditionally been a big kickoff for the Pride festivities. Skaters from visiting cities love to come in to town, not only to play in this game, but then they also get to stick around for Pride. There is a reason this happens on a Friday night. Some of the all-star skaters we've seen in the past year, Jackie Daniels from the Grand Raggedy Rollergirls, and of course the Windy City Rollers skated here. So has Mercy from the Rose City Rollers, Wheels of Justice, and Screaming Jumping Bean, I think I'm saying that right, from Bad Bay Area Derby Girls. I'll get that out in a second. And of course tonight coming up, Made in America, a dominant flair from one of WFTDA's top teams, the Naptown Rollergirls. All right, back underway here. Fembot is through. She's your lead jammer. Mexican Jumping Bean, thanks. Rocky Road, one of the three Hammer City skaters on the Clam Diggers. Got around that pack quickly, forced the call off, but 2 more points on the board for the Eager Beavers. They are now down by 40 points with 9 minutes to go in the half. Yeah, you can help me when I mess up the names on the text cast, please. Again, there's one of them out there right now, Half Rack, number 737, in the orange, fighting with Rosemary's Gabies, and Half Rack is through. She is your lead jammer. She just completed her rookie season with the ToRD champion Death Track dolls. Got to win a championship, experience a full playoff run this year, and putting that experience to good use here in this opening game of the 5th annual Clam Slam. Oh, it makes a nice little move right at the whistle to pick up all 4 points. Coming around Vagilante on the inside. Willow Rosenbach out there to pivot for the Eager Beavers. Only 3 on the track for the Clam Diggers. Rocky Road will be the pivot. And this pack disadvantage, Cancer Candy back on the track. This is a nice Hammer City lineup. Snatch Bandit from Royal City rounding it out. Oh, and Cancer Candy with a nice move to the inside, but Willow Rosenblock with a great hit, forcing the jammer all the way back. Resets comes through and gets by Willow. She's your lead jammer. Wax Poet heading to the penalty box. And that allowed the Eager Beavers jammer to get through. That is Bent Barbie, better known as Steamy Steelborn from the Royal City Rollergirls. Cancer Candy through, takes a look, calls it off. 4 points on the board for the Clam Diggers. Mention once again the Clam Diggers bench being run by Flying Brian, bench manager for the Bay Street Bruisers and bench manager rear factor of the CN Power. And on the bench for the Eager Beavers, former CN Power skater, Swaggy, a.k.a. Aston Martini, and current Bay Street Bruiser and Death Track doll Aims to Kill. Cirque du Soleil, Kate Kane, out there. She is your lead jammer. Picked up for the Eager Beavers, trying to mount a little bit of a comeback. Half rack with a nice drag back of Vagine. Half rack doing it all tonight in this game. Kate Kane already around, scoring points, trying to push through that front wall. Gets through. 5 points picked up. Eager Beavers trying to mount a bit of a comeback here with 6 minutes to go in the first half. Slow pack here on turn number 1. Vagilante, 862, getting sent to the penalty box. Vagili, though, having no luck getting through that pack. Excellent defense right now. Painkiller Jane. Half rack. Some nice D. Painkiller Jane, the South Simcoe pivot right now for the Eager Beavers. And Eager Beavers slowly but surely crawling back into it. 25 points is the difference. Kate Kane coming around on another scoring pass. All natural grand slams, I want to point out. It's 5-on-4 roller derby, 1 clam digger blocker in the penalty box. Another grand slam. We have a 20-point game. Oh, and a nice hit. Wax Podek back on the track. And the experienced Samar City blocker with a nice hit to the outs inside. And that slows Cirque du Soleil down on this scoring pass. Huge jam right now for the Eager Beavers. (58-42), 16 points now, 4.5 minutes remaining. Huge jam from Painkiller Jane. And Cirque du Soleil skating tonight is Kate Kane. Cancer Candy back out to jam. She's had a dominant night so far out there against Joss Whelan. Joss pushing that pack, fighting all alone. And Cancer Candy sneaks through in the inside. She's your lead jammer. But Joss Whelan right behind her, about 20 feet back, and trying to chase her down. Oh, Cancer Candy goes almost crashing in to the Boutcast table. That almost knocked us out of commission. Once again, you're watching Canuck Derby TV, the 5th annual Clam Slam, live from Ted Reeve Arena, the east end of Toronto Roller Derby. I'm the Derby Nerd, being joined very shortly by High Death on the mic. He's been keeping you entertained on the TextCast. Again, Layer 9, our producer and director tonight, along with Honey Boom Boom. And a timeout being taken right now by the Clam Diggers. They're first. Flying Brian talking to the team, trying to settle them down after such a hot start. Things have cooled down just in the last 4 or 5 minutes or so. Hey, Rebel, do you want to say hi to the mic? Anyone else? Nameless or say hello.
Hello.
Marambo, how many Clam Slams is this for you?
4, my friend.
4. Tear apart, are you playing tonight?
I am. This is number 2 for me.
For you. Rebel, how many Clam Slams for you?
However many there's been.
5.
So, number 5.
Some veterans of the Clam Slam. Nameless Horror, Rebel Rocket, Marambo, Tear Apart, Nasher the Smasher. It's a veritable Canadian all-star team sitting trackside watching this opening game. They'll be on the track for the second game tonight. We're ready to get underway here once more. And Cancer Candy is having a dominant bout. Jumps through. She's your lead jammer again. Pandora's Box not too far behind her for the Eager Beavers. But Cancer Candy with those big strides, picking up a lot of track very quickly. Nice fast pack right now by Painkiller Jane of the Eager Beavers, keeping it moving. Cancer finally coming out, calls it off. May just pick up the 2 points. No point. Oh, 2 points, yes, on the track. Giving the Clam Diggers a 20-point lead once again with 2:40 remaining. Three skaters on the track for each pack. Full deck jamming for the Eager Beavers. She's through, your lead jammer. Fembot, sorry, number 52. I'll get it right and the game will be over. And Tatiana jamming number 1923 for the Clam Diggers, having a hard time getting through. She is now through as Fembot comes up on her scoring pass. Enters the pack. Wax Poetic to pivot. Taking strides to catch her out of play, has to let her go. Calls it off after picking up all four. Nice try by Wax Poetic to save her point on that jam. And it looks like she's going to head to the penalty box. 1:42 remaining. It's going to be 3-3 in the pack again. Two blockers in the penalty box for the Clam Diggers, excuse me, so it'll be a 3-2 pack advantage. And Half Rack is through as lead jammer again. A big game for Half Rack. Forza, the jammer for the Clam Diggers, skater for Royal City's Bootleggers, trying to make up some track. Half Rack again, not known yet in her career as a jammer, but it is still early, and she's showing a lot of versatility tonight on the track. Once again, 3-3 in the pack. Cancer Candy out there to jam against Bent Barbie. Packs are off. Neither jammer able to get her way through. Cancer Candy pushing with a Willow Rosenblock. Takes the outside, able to beat her on the turn number 2. She's your lead jammer for the Clam Diggers once again. Bent Barbie having a hard time now at the back of the pack. Snatch Bandit. Smack Me Around, working some defense. At the back of the pack, and Cancer Candy with another leap. $3 with 5 points. And it looks like back block being called on the Eager Beaver jammer. Bent Barbie heading to the penalty box. Power jam. Diggers, and the Diggers have a massive lead. And Wax Poetic has just joined them on the track. This is a very experienced lineup out there right now for the Diggers. Snatch Bandit, Smack Me Around, Vigilante, and Wax Poetic. All four skaters with at least 2 years experience skating. Cancer Candy from Hammer City picks up 5 points. Clam Diggers are going to take a big lead into halftime, though not as big as it looked like it was going to be at one point. Oh, and a nice hit to the outside for number 24, 68 in the orange. Royal City's Malcontent. Some nice defense. She's going to give it a go again. Tries to push her way through. Pushes Willow Rosenblock off the inside. Takes the lead. Picks up 5 points. Calls it off. And that's going to do it for the half. Clam Diggers up 82-49. A big start for the Diggers. Things kind of slowed down there about 3/4 of the way through. Allowed the Eager Beavers to get back in within 20 points at one point. But they pad their lead now up 82-49. We're going to have about a 10-minute break for intermission. And we will be back for the second half. Again, this opening game, just 20 minutes per half. Right now, the two teams competing in the second half will be warming up. So once again, on the Derby Nerd, we'll be back in about 9 minutes with the second half. I may even be joined by our guest announcer from Detroit, High Death, for the second half of this one. From Ted Reeve Arena and the 2013 Clam Slam, we'll be back after this.